Hello everyone, this is Jagdish Paliwal. Welcome to Social Classes. Today we are beginning chapter 3 in History Nationalism in India. What is nationalism? First of all, we must know this. Nationalism is a feeling which we have for our nation, and such type of feeling emerges when people living in a common territory share the same historical, political, and cultural backgrounds. The rise of nationalism in India is directly connected to the anti-colonial movement. The Indians had their common enemy, that was the British. So many groups got together and started fighting against the Britishers. However, each group had its own method of fighting. There was no unity among them. Then the event which proved instrumental in the history of Indian freedom struggle was the First World War. The First World War had a great impact on the Indian freedom struggle. India did not want to become a part of this. The war started in the year 1914, 1914. As the war continued, the war expenditure also increased. And then to meet this war expenditure, the Britishers increased the custom duties. The custom duties are the taxes which are imposed on the imports and exports of goods. And they also introduced income tax. Then they wanted number of soldiers also to fight at the front. So they started recruiting the young villagers forcefully. So villagers were quite unhappy because they were forced to supply soldiers. Then in this situation, in the year 1918, around, crops also failed. Because of this, extreme shortage of food occurred. Then this situation then followed by famines, then epidemics. During that time, plague and Spanish flu and that all spread out. And during this period, around 12 to 13 million people perished. So this thing united the Indians. Otherwise, Indians were divided on the basis of caste, religion, and whatnot. Then there was also an appearance of a magical man, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. He returned to India in January 1915 from South Africa. In South Africa, he had fought successfully against the racist regime, and he adopted there a novel or a new method of mass agitation which he gave the name Satyagraha. Now let's see what is Satyagraha. Satyagraha literally means appeal for truth. Mahatma Gandhi strongly believed that if you are fighting for the truth and if the struggle is against injustice, then no physical force is required. You can do it by a passive resistance and appealing to the conscience of the oppressor. So this novel method, which is known as the Satyagraha, was one of the most successful weapon of Mahatma Gandhi. Then he visited, after coming to India, he visited different parts of the country and he experimented this tool of Satyagraha. First of all, in the year 1917, he visited Champaran district of Bihar. In this Champaran district, the Britishers were forcing the peasants or the farmers to grow indigo. Now, what is indigo? Indigo is a blue dye and it is used in the textile industry. So there was great demand of this product in the international market and Britishers earned huge profit out of it. But these poor peasants were given the meager wages. Not only this, after growing indigo any farm, that farm became unsuitable for growing the food crops. And because of that, shortage of food also occurred. So Mahatma Gandhi led the movement, he united these peasants and he led the movement against the Britishers. And he was quite successful. After that, one agrarian bill was passed which benefited the peasants of Champaran. Then in the same year, he also did one more Satyagraha that is known as the Kheda Satyagraha. Kheda district is located in Gujarat. What happened? In this Kheda district, the condition was, peasant was not very good. There was no rain at all. So they wanted that their taxes, they should be exempted from paying any tax. But in place of giving them any relaxation, the Britishers even increased the taxes. Then in such a condition, Mahatma Gandhi was told by Vallabhbhai Patel to start a Satyagraha. So they united the peasants and did the Satyagraha, and that forced the Britishers to give the relaxation in taxes. Then third important Satyagraha which he did was the Ahmedabad Satyagraha, and this Satyagraha was done against a cotton mill owner. This cotton mill owner had promised the workers to pay extra allowances for working during the plague epidemic. Then he refused to give them. Then Mahatma Gandhi supported the demands of the cotton mill workers. They did the strikes for many days and they demanded for 35% increase in the salary. After a strike of so many days, the mill owner surrendered and he agreed to increase the salary up to 20%. So you must learn these three Satyagrahas which are very important for your exams. Then as these Satyagrahas got success, then the Britishers were alarmed. Then that's why in the year 1919, the Imperial Legislative Council passed an act which is known as the Rowlatt Act. It is named after Sidney Rowlatt. This act gave enormous power to government. Now government could detain anyone. Detain means government could arrest anyone and could be sent to jail without any trial in the court. people protested against it. Mahatma Gandhi organized a non-violent satyagraha against the proletariat, and for this a hartal. You can see the number of crowd gathered on 6 April 1919. A hartal was organized. In that, rallies were organized in various cities. Workers went on strike in railway workshop. Shops closed down. Banks closed down. And when Britishers could not control the situation, they imposed martial law. That is a kind of military law in which people were not allowed to get together and to protest against the government. On 13th April 1919, a well-known incident, which is a very sad incident, took in the history of India. That is the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. It was a day of Baisakhi, and a large crowd had gathered in this Bagh. Many of them were even not knowing that there is a martial law and they are not supposed to get collected. Some came there to protest against the government's new repressive measures. Then General Dyer wanted to teach Indians a moral lesson and to produce a moral effect. So what he did, he surrounded this Jallianwala Bagh and blocked all the exit points and opened fire. That killed hundreds of people in this garden. As this news spread, the strikes, clashes with police and attacks on government buildings increased. But the Britishers curbed this protest iron-handed. Satyagrahis were forced to rub their noses. You can see in the picture how they were forced to crawl. They were forced to crawl on the streets and do salam or salute to all the sides. Means they were humiliated or insulted. Then people were also flogged. Flogged means they were beaten, and villages were burned. And as the movement got violent, Mahatma Gandhi was the worshipper of non-violence. So he immediately called off the movement. Today's class we finish here only. Thanks for watching.